Now, again, I want to make this very, very clear. Peter Obi is a good man. I supported him. I voted for Peter Obi. I campaigned vigorously for Peter Obi. The videos are everywhere. I stood in the sun, in the rain, screaming, shouting, everyone vote for Peter Obi. I sacrificed 8 months of my life in the field campaigning for Peter Obi because we believed he was a good man. And I need you to remember this. As a presidential candidate, your campaign is based on your party manifesto. So everything Peter Obi said he was going to do was not Peter Obi's own thinking. He was reading out the manifesto of the Labour Party. Now, the election came, gone. A man who wants to be the president of a country as diverse as Nigeria should at least have some diplomacy to be able to resolve internal party conflicts. So if you cannot resolve the internal conflicts of your party, what is the guarantee that you can handle a country as politically, religiously, traditionally, culturally diverse as Nigeria? Even Russia and Ukraine that are at war, they still sit down to have peace talks. Gaza and Israel, Hamas still sits down with Israel to have talks. Even with the trade war presently going on between America and China and the rest of the world, they still sit down to negotiate. Can a good thinking Nigerian explain to me why Peter Obi cannot have a cup of coffee with Abure and say, let's sit down and talk this thing over? Must you destroy the Labour Party, destroy the entire structure of that party so that you can now build on what? On sand? Peter Obi came into a unified Labour Party. He inherited a party that was united. The party was united when Peter Obi came in. Is the Labour Party united today? And for those who think that we cannot take on Peter Obi, let me tell you, no one is above the law, no one is above criticism. I want to make it very, very clear to everyone that is watching this broadcast that Peter Obi has a tendency, unfortunately, very sad, a tendency of destroying any political party that gives him space, that accommodates him. Let me prove it. Peter Obi's career started with ABGA. ABGA was a political party that was formed by the late Ikemba Nnewi, Odumegwu Ojukwu. That was where Peter Obi cut his political tooth. He promised Ojukwu, under no circumstance will I leave ABGA. He joined ABGA when ABGA was aspiring to become a national party. After ruling for 8 years under ABGA, Peter Obi abandoned ABGA, and not just abandoned ABGA, he fractionalized ABGA to the point where ABGA may never recover. He went to the PDP. He was welcomed with open hands in the PDP. Atiku Abubakar made him his vice presidential candidate. Again, he promised Atiku Abubakar, I will be loyal and dedicated to you as a vice president. I will work with the PDP. They campaigned against Buhari, lost that election. Now, come 2023, Peter Obi, don't forget, now we're talking about Labour Party. 2023, Peter Obi was still a member of the PDP. Again, just like a virus, an internal disease, he began to fractionalize the PDP. Atiku pleaded with Peter Obi and said, Peter, if we make this thing a 3-man race, Tinubu will win, because we will divide the votes between I, Atiku, and you, Peter Obi, and then Tinubu will run away with it. So please, swallow your pride. Let's repeat what we did and build on the structure that we have done. Peter Obi refused, left the PDP. Again, the Labour Party, which is Julius Abure, accommodated Peter Obi into a unified Labour Party, a party with a very solid, leadership structure. Abure is a great administrator. When we brought in Peter Obi, he brought most of us in the civil society groups and said, please, let's work together and build the Labour Party. We all worked together. And after the election, Peter Obi said, I won this election, and I will prove it in court that I won. He went to court. So if he believed he won the election, who was the chairman that won that election? Julius Abure. Do you dismantle a winning team? No. No. And then he accepted. Julius Abure followed him all through the process, down to the Supreme Court, stood still. He stood firmly behind Peter Obi. And after the Supreme Court judgment, we were expecting someone who wants to be a president should be a unifier. So after that, we're expecting Peter Obi to say, well, we have come this far. Let's build on this structure. Let's keep it together. But instead of doing that, he asked for just one favor. And what was that favor? That Julius Abure should be sent away, sent packing from the party he has been all through decades, for a man who just joined in a few months. So I want us to check the dictionary definition of betrayal. What does the dictionary call a traitor? How do you describe someone who turns against or a dog that bites the hands that feeds it? And with all of this, we kept on trying suing for peace. I personally, for the past 6 months, we've been begging Peter Obi, please, don't destroy this Labour Party. Don't destroy this party. You can't just keep doing this. What is so difficult in you as Peter Obi, sitting down with Julius Abure? He has been there for long. Peter Obi said, no, Julius must go. Go to where? So you want Julius Abure now to leave and to return to Edo State and become an Okada rider? Or he should go and buy a keke and start running Ring Road in Benin? And everything we did to make peace, to make Peter Obi see reasons, all failed. Now, in spite of the judgment, the Supreme Court didn't say, go and take over the Labour Party. It says it's an internal thing. You guys go and resolve the issue. We were expecting that after that we are going to see a remorseful Peter Obi who will call Abure and say, Abure, enough is enough. Come, let's talk it over. Instead, he conspired with the present governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, to form a rival group within the Labour Party. This is not the first time. You will recall when Lamidi Apapa, when the election was still in court. I don't know how many of you remember that. Lamidi Apapa was sent to come and destroy the Labour Party. Abure stood still. He fought against Apapa, made sure that Peter Obi was protected. Today, this Lamidi Apapa now has seen, an opportunity to come back and complete what he couldn't do at that time. And Peter Obi is aiding and abetting this. So we begin to ask ourselves, how can someone be so politically naive? How can someone be so delusional as not to know that destroying the Labour Party is destroying the hope of the average Nigerian? This is the only party that talks about your papa, your mama, and your pikin. It's the only party that has human beings as its logo. The APC has a broom, an object as their logo, a broom that can be used to whip and cause injury. The PDP has an umbrella, which is also like a weapon that you can use. This is the only party that people have come to associate themselves with. Peter Obi is not as popular as most people try to make him seem. He is the beneficiary of the collective efforts of those who want a better Nigeria. The only credential that Peter Obi is flaunting is that he ruled Anambra State for 8 years. If Peter Obi was so successful with ruling Anambra State for 8 years, by now, Nigerians will be begging to relocate to Anambra State because the living condition of the people in Anambra State will be the best. If we give you between Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kano, Kaduna, and Anambra, choose one of them to spend the rest of your life, how many of you will choose Anambra State? So that's, you ruled Anambra State for 8 years is not enough qualification. That you are able to come out with statistics and data is not enough qualification. That you make promises based on the manifesto of the Labour Party is not enough credential to be the best presidential candidate. We, the civil society groups that collaborated with the Labour Party to ensure the successful outing in 2023, we are disappointed with Peter Gregory Obi, and we are making this public. That Peter Obi is complicit. He is working against the interest of Nigerians. He is not fighting Abure. He is destroying the prospect of a credible opposition. And I am telling you, if you fight Abure today and you remove Abure from the Labour Party, I am assuring you that all the civil society groups that supported Abure will leave the Labour Party. And Nigerians will never forgive Peter Obi for destroying this party, just like he did to ABGA, just like he did to PDP. People used to say that Labour Party is the second largest party in Nigeria. We are actually, right now, as the third. We're actually the second, because PDP has been destroyed from within. We all know. We all know what Wike is doing. Is Wike a member of PDP or APC? He is in PDP to destroy PDP. We all know that. We can read the handwriting on the wall. So what role is Peter Obi playing now? Is he unifying the Labour Party or destroying the Labour Party? Every average Nigerian right now is wondering, leave it, is wondering, what is Peter Obi's intention? What does he want to achieve? He's making it easy for Tinubu to sweep the election in 2023. So I am here saying that Peter Obi is politically naive. We have known him to be a political prostitute, a political ashawo, a political oloso. But what he's doing right now, Nigerians can no longer tolerate it. So that's why we, the civil society groups, are giving Peter Obi, Alex Otti, and that young lady who we never knew as an obedient from anywhere, who accidentally found herself in the Senate, we are giving them 48 hours to realign with the Labour Party, to sit down in a negotiating table with Julius Abure, or risk being expelled from the Labour Party. And those of you who are thinking the Labour Party will collapse if we expel Peter Obi, sorry. Banish that thought from your mind. Nothing of the sort will happen. The Labour Party is not a new party. Please, members of the press, let everybody know that. Alex Otti is not the first governor that the Labour Party has produced. The Labour Party has produced, what's his name again? Mimiko, Olusegun Mimiko. He ruled Ondo State for 8 years under the Labour Party. He didn't destroy the Labour Party, he made the Labour Party stronger. This is the first time the Labour Party got an Igbo man to be a governor. And in less than 2 years, he wants to destroy the Labour Party. And let me say this plain, I'm not scared of anybody. The Igbos are good businessmen, they are good traders. But when it comes to politics, they are politically naive. Very politically naive. They are good in counting money, they are good in transaction, they are poor politicians. And Peter Obi is just proving that narrative. The politics he's doing right now is a childish politics. He's delusional and he needs to stop what he is doing. We are not just talking about Abure. All the state chairmen of the Labour Party are all loyal to Abure. All the vice chairmen of the Labour Party are all loyal to Abure. Abure called a meeting a few days ago at the Labour Party headquarters, head office in Jabi, and every single Labour Party executive attended that meeting in solidarity with Abure. So who are the people that Peter Obi and this funny woman with a tongue-twisting name, you can't pronounce her name without you know, we Nigerians never knew her. You know, they are trying to scuttle what we all received. Now, let me round up with this before I take questions from the press. Just in case you have bought the lie, being told that Julius Abure's tenure had expired, let me set the record straight. Julius Abure used to be the National Secretary of the Labour Party. How many of you know that? And when he was the National Secretary of the Labour Party, the then chairman of the Labour Party unfortunately died. That's how he became chairman. Now, let me take you back to when Goodluck Jonathan was vice president to Yaradua, right? When Yaradua died, who became president? Goodluck Jonathan, right? He had to complete the tenure of Yaradua. And his own tenure started counting when he won the election. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Julius Abure simply completed the tenure of the late chairman. So Julius Abure is just starting his tenure now. So there is no vacancy in the Labour Party. So we are being deceived. What we are seeing now is an attempt to deceive the gullible public, to deceive the deceived into believing that the deceit is not actually a deception. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the much I can say.